My name is Alex Cecilia. I'm a graphic artist. And I'm going to show you how to make wood-burned lettering in Photoshop. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to select colors. And this is actually really important because the tool that I'm going to use is called the Clouds tool. And when you're making clouds, you need to have two pretty heavily contrasting colors. So I'm going to use like a really, really dark, almost black brown. And then for the second color, I'm going to use a more light brown, a golden brown. And so then I'm going to go to Filter, and then I'm going to go to Render, and I'm going to go to Clouds. So now you see I've got my clouds here. And then if you go to Filter, you want to go to, you're going to want to go to Blur, and you're going to want to go to Motion Blur. And this is really where you're going to play around with the whole wood grain thing. So you're going to want to do a negative 90-degree angle. And then you're going to want to move it up so that eventually it just kind of looks like it's all in a line, like so. And don't be discouraged, because it's going to look way different at the end. So then, after you've got your blurred clouds, you're going to then go to Filter. You're going to go to brush strokes, and then you're going to go to accented edges. And what this is going to do is, as you'll see in just a moment, it'll start to really add that sense of being wooden. So I'm going to go ahead and play around, and just play around with the options. But as you see, the more I mess around with it, the more interesting it becomes. And I actually recommend turning your smoothness all the way down, because otherwise it's not going to look right. So now we've got our wood. And if you zoom in, you can see there's like a wood grain kind of pattern. So now I'm going to go ahead and start doing my wood burn text. And you don't have to make this wood. You can do it however you want. You can take a photograph of wood. I was just showing you a really fun graphic way to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select Arial Black because it's a nice thick, actually I'm going to do Arial Bold. Not bold, sorry, I meant rounded bold. Make it bigger. Okay, so a lot of people tend to think that if you add it dark brown, it's gonna be perfect for the burn, but actually this is not true. You're gonna want a really light brown, almost like a yellow color, and you'll see why. Because then, once I'm done with this, I'm gonna go over to my layers, and I'm gonna mess with the opacity a little bit. I'm gonna select this option, and I'm actually gonna select multiply. And as you can see now, the color has changed. And you can actually do a number of different things. You can do color burn, although I definitely recommend multiply. And I'm actually going to make the color a little bit darker. All right. So there's one more step, and this one is probably the best one. You're going to go to the bottom of your layers panel, and under FX, you're going to hold down and you're going to do inner shadow. And this is going to add a really nice look to your wooden text. And you can just mess around with, your angles, what it looks like, what your inner color is. It all depends on what you want. And you can mess with all sorts of different contours. I actually really like the one we stuck with. So then when you're there, and then at the end, if you feel like it, you can just go ahead and rasterize your layer by right-clicking, rasterize type. And then you can go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, and you can just blur it just a little bit, just so it looks nice and flush And there you have your wood-burned text. My name is Alex, and this is how you make wood-burned text in Photoshop. Thank you.